Hey guys, this is Amy. I'm just coming in telling you how to do some fun bowl throw togethers today. Always we have problems with people not knowing how to put ingredients together, especially with the key nutrients that I talk about in our classes, using our whole grains, our legumes, and our vegetables. So telling you guys how to put some bowls together in simple ways that you really can't go wrong with, and you can kind of have fun with it at home. So one of the first things I did is I roasted up some sweet potatoes in the oven. Oops, as I dropped one on the floor. And I just roasted these at 375. I put a little olive oil in the bowl, and then I also used our everyday seasoning that we talk about in the class. This one is a low sodium version. It doesn't have no sodium, but it is a low sodium version. And if I roast vegetables, I like to have a little bit of sodium in with my roasted veggies. So just put that in the oven for about 25 minutes and roasted those up. Now, of course, we always want to have some kind of legume. So for this, I just picked out a can of kidney beans in that I had in the cupboard. So whatever beans you really can't go wrong with, whether it be white beans, black beans, I just picked out some kidney beans because I had some of those. Next up, a grain, of course. So cooking up a grain. I did quinoa for this recipe. You can do any grain, of course. I just chose quinoa. I found a really easy way to cook quinoa. I do a 2-to-1 ratio. So I use 1 cup quinoa, 2 cups water, and then I bring that to a boil. I let it simmer for 12 minutes. I always set a timer, 12 minutes, and then I drain it right away so that the quinoa doesn't become soggy and it's this nice, fluffy, if you can tell, kind of fluffy quinoa, so it doesn't go away. Okay, and then next on the stove, I sauteed up some vegetables. So whatever you have in the fridge, you can just saute together. So I had a bunch of zucchini left over, so I just sauteed up a bunch of zucchini. And of course, when we're sauteing something on the stovetop, we always want to use our 5th umami flavor. So of course, what is that going to be? Our garlic, our onion, and our mushrooms. So any type of onion that you have. I use just a white onion in this dish. You can always use red or shallots or whatever. You can kind of have fun with your dishes. So I sauteed that up. I didn't have any mushrooms. My family does love mushrooms, so I oftentimes put mushrooms in our bowls. But if you don't like mushrooms, like we talked about in class, we have this umami flavoring, and this is just ground up mushrooms that you can get at Trader Joe's. So I season that up in this dish. Of course, my oil of choice when sauteing on the stovetop is grapeseed oil. Has a high cooking temperature, so I always use grapeseed oil to do some cooking. Of course, garlic. If you're somebody who doesn't like to crush up your garlic on hand, they do make these nice little freezer trays that you can just pop a few garlic right in with your ingredients to make it fast. Next, liquid aminos. I sprayed in a couple of this liquid aminos. I don't have the sprayer at home, but if you have a sprayer, that's pretty cool. So I just put a few little dashes in of liquid aminos to give that flavor. And then I did half a lemon. I at home had a fresh lemon that I used to put on top. This is nice to have on hand, the lemon crystals. It's made straight from lemon. You can have this in your cupboard. So if you don't have lemon at your house, you can at least use the lemon crystals. Now we talked about in class, the lemon is doing the same taste receptors in your palate as salt does. So that is a great alternative with that lemon and even lime as well. So I sauteed that all together, and at the end, this is what it looked like. And then I threw in some shredded carrot that I had in the fridge, and I just put that on top at the end of cooking. And now we're just gonna put it all together. Super easy in a big bowl. So here at Rehab, we have giant bowls. So I'm gonna put this in a giant bowl for you guys, so you can kind of see what it looks like all together. So of course, just throwing in all my sauté veggies. Now at home, I would just use a big pot. So I'd saute up my veggies just in a really big pan so that I could throw everything together in the pan just to make it easy for cleanup. I'm all about the easy cleanup, so I like to have everything just thrown together. So of course I'm gonna put in the sweet potatoes. I'm not gonna use all of these, probably like 3/4 or so. 1 can of whatever beans that you want. Super easy, just throwing those in. And then of course you want to rinse and drain these really good so you get off most of the sodium. And then my quinoa, of course I'm just going to throw that in. I cooked up a whole cup of quinoa, but I realistically probably put in about half a cup of cooked quinoa when I'm making a bowl, because I don't like a whole bunch of grain, just to kind of get that flavor. So of course now I'm just going to mix this up in a big bowl, and you can kind of see some fun colors coming together. I like to create the different colors. Yeah. Now the biggest thing in cooking is people tend to not taste their dish before they serve it, and that is where you can really get yourself into trouble. So with bowls, you can always taste what you're putting in. So if you taste your dish and it feels like it needs some more flavor, you can add some more of that fifth umami flavor in the whole ingredients. You can put some more lemon, fresh lemon crystals right in here on the dish. You can add some more maybe everyday seasoning that you might want to do. Don't be afraid to add some more seasoning at the end of your dish. And then of course, so super easy, I just threw all that together in a sauce. Now of course I'm going to grab a bowl here. I know the easiest way, I'm going to serve some up in a bowl. And then for this dish, because I made this super simple, I'm going to add some bitchin sauce, which is of course my fan favorite. Our bitchin sauce here is actually a vegan based sauce, and if you know me, I am very much a saucy person. I love sauce on my food, and this has been an awesome sauce that is actually vegan, and it's very healthy for you, which is great and actually tastes good, which is awesome. So what it's made out of is water, almonds, grapeseed oil, lemon juice, nutritional yeast, Bragg liquid aminos, garlic spices, and sea salt. So low in sodium as well. The sodium for this one is only going to be 150 milligrams for 2 tablespoons. And I'm not even going to use 2 tablespoons on just one dish. So I put some in a bowl here. They have lots of different flavors. This one here is the Bombay, which is going to give you kind of some more of that Indian flavor. The original one is one of my go-to favorites. So I'm just going to take this out. And I'm just gonna put a spoonful on top of my dish and kind of just drizzle it or mix it all in so that when I taste it, it's gonna be easy, right? Yeah. So adding that. They also, if you wanna spice it up, they also have a chipotle bitchin sauce. This one my husband loves because he loves spicy food, so he'll put some of that on his cooking. But when in doubt, if you feel like your food needs more flavor, you're making a bowl at home, I always just go for the bitchin sauce and just put that straight in a bowl with whatever kind of grain or vegetables that you have. So super easy to make a bowl. I always say if your bowl tastes bland, when in doubt, put some bitchin sauce on and you're gonna be good to go. So healthy sauce that's really good for heart patients and low in sodium. So give it a try. You can find this. They are carrying it at Fred Meyer's now, which is great, in their healthy section. Unfortunately, it seems that every Fred Meyer's is carrying it in a different part of their store. So you will need to ask somebody. They can look it up for you, which is really easy. And our Fred Meyer's on Chalk Bluff, they have it in the health food section over by like kind of the vegan stuff. Is where you will find it. Also, Chuck's carries every single different type of these, which is great. And Chuck's, it's really easy to find. You can find it in with the hummuses, and they have all their different flavors that you can give it a try. The nice thing is the sell-by date is quite a ways out, so they'll last a long time in your fridge so that you can have them on hand just for like easy cooking with those. Oh, and currently they're selling it online as well, so you can buy it online. You have to buy quite a bit of it if you're going to buy it online, but that is an option if you want to have it at your house. All right, so that's the first bowl that I made. Super quick and easy. Like I said, whatever kind of veggies you have to throw together to make it fun is how we're going to flavor it up. So I'm going to do one more for you guys just to kind of change it up. So next I kind of got more of a Thai inspired dish over here. One of my favorite ingredients, also sauces that I like to use, is that peanut sauce. This is the peanut sauce that we gave out to you guys for the 4-way pad thai recipe, or the 4-way spaghetti squash recipe, excuse me. This is used in the pad thai one. This is my favorite peanut sauce go-to. I will use it on any type of dish that I want to use peanut sauce for, because I love peanut sauce. And I will post that recipe for you guys in the information below, so look for that. So first thing I did is I, of course, sauteed up some vegetables. I sauteed up some peppers and onions. In this dish, I use red peppers, so you can see, or purple peppers. Red peppers is what I sauteed up. Doesn't look super appealing yet after you saute them. I feel like they look better before you saute. But I just sauteed these up in some sesame oil, because sesame oil is what you're using in your peanut sauce. So I thought that would be good with flavor, just to saute those up in some sesame sauce is all I used. So for my legumes, legume that I picked for this dish, I got edamame. I always keep a bag of frozen edamame in the freezer. But you can, of course, again, use whatever kind of legume that you like. White beans, black beans, whatever you want. It really doesn't matter. Just pick a legume and throw it in. So this one I just use edamame for. And then this is kind of a fun, I cooked up red lentils and I cooked up some brown rice. I was doing too many things at once and I overcooked both of these, but that's okay, right? So they got a little mushy, so that's why they don't look super appetizing, but guess what? They're gonna all go in a bowl, so who cares? So if you mess them up and they look a little unappetizing, that's totally okay. So red lentils is what I put in for another legume, and then I also made up some brown rice as well that I'm gonna put in that got kind of sticky. Oh well, that's okay, right? We're gonna just toss it all together. And then, of course, to kind of add in some more flavors. Oops, as I throw food across the room. I also did shredded carrot as well, because shredded carrot's just an easy way. I like that in Thai food, so just some shredded carrot that I keep up in the fridge to easy to toss in on things. So we're just gonna mush that all together. You can kind of see the fun colors coming in. And then also in this dish, I thought it would be a good way to show you guys how to put fruit in a meal. So I did the pineapple tidbits and I just drained all the juice out. So most of the juice is all the way gone. And I'm just gonna put in a can of pineapple tidbits here just to kind of give that dish some fruit flavor, which is nice. So kind of adding that in as well and just mixing it all up. And like I said, you could put this all in a big pot on their big stove, on the stove, or you can just kind of do like I did and put it all together in a big bowl. And then of course we're gonna add our peanut sauce. Yeah. Now if you feel like your peanut sauce is really thick, you could always make it thinner with water or add a little milk to it. I like my peanut sauce a little bit thicker, so I left it the way it was. But if you want more of a runnier sauce, you could add some milk or some water just to thin it out. We're kind of putting that all in. And then one other thing I kind of want to add to this dish was our nuts and seeds. We always want to make sure we get an ounce of nuts and seeds in a day. So pepita seeds, these have lots of zinc in them, so I like to throw that in our meal. So kind of adding in some of that. We can always put them in the other dish I made as well. So don't forget about your nuts and seeds. So really easy to get all your key ingredients. So in this dish I like because I put all the key ingredients that our body needs, and it's heart healthy, right? Low in sodium, low in sugar, and it's gonna be really heart healthy for you. So I've got our legumes, which of course were our edamame and our lentils. I've got my whole grain, which is gonna be my brown rice. I've got my different vegetables, which of course I put in was our bell peppers, the red onion, I put in the shredded carrot, and then I added in some pepita seeds as well. So just kind of mixing that all together like a Thai dish so it tastes really good. And then I like to serve this with some fresh lime wedges just to make it easy, kind of finish the lime on top, and then also some cilantro as well. So we're gonna put that in a little bowl for you guys. So just serving this up, super easy. Yeah. And then putting a lime wedge on there, and then also some cilantro on top as well. So then you got a nice little Thai dish for yourself. If you're someone who wants to make it spicier, you can always add in some red pepper flakes in with this meal. That's what my husband would do because he loves spice, or he'll put some sriracha on top just to make it even spicier. So if you're someone who likes spicy, I'm more of a mild flavor, so I'm gonna keep the recipe how it is. And so here is another little bowl recipe for you. So make bowls fun. They're supposed to be creative. I want you to have fun with this recipe, but it's a really great way to start getting your heart healthy foods in and getting your 4 key nutrients. So make sure you get all those in. And of course, once again, what are those 4 key nutrients? Our vegetables, fruits, legumes, and whole grains. So you can really have fun with these bowls. And like I said, sauces are the best way to make your bowl to bring out flavor. So I use the peanut sauce, and in the other dish, I used the bitchin sauce. So if you have any more questions about what we did today, feel free to put that in our blog post. You're more than welcome to ask questions and I can send those out. Otherwise, have fun with this, guys. See you later.